这样 OK，
那就可以了。
好。
Thank you, Chris. Morning, everyone. Sorry for that, because today marketing staff is not here today, so that's why I need some help. Chris is expert, right? Okay, again, nice to see everyone here today. And it's Saturday, is the weekend. My name is David Chen, that some people, maybe most of you know me already. And we had about, I think, over 10 sections already. So today is the last section for this boot camp this month. So we start another one probably in a couple of weeks afterwards. Today's section is we are talking about commission. And that's a good big issue. And always is we have from time to time have a lot of problem. So remember that before COVID-19, our office, I'm representing office regarding the compliance, everything of ethical issue, arbitration, and hearing. And so before the COVID-19, I went to track for arbitration hearing from time to time, sometimes 3-4 times a month. And we have a lot of issues deal with, other agents from other brokerage, right? So in most cases, as I said in the last section, we won 80 to 90%, we won all the awards. Because the reason is our agent, our colleagues are really professional. I'm glad to see that. So everybody is well trained, everybody know what they're going to do, what they can do, and what they cannot do. So in that case, that's why we are the winner in most hearings. We only a couple of cases we lost. So today's section, so I will share with you some cases, and also we see let everybody know that some rules regulation you need to really remember. Otherwise, you will lose your commission. That's why, as the topic say, we have to know how to protect your commission, right? And in many cases, the most important before I share the screen here. So the one biggest case, or I can say in Ontario, that the re-estate court. I went to the court in Oshawa about last year, and one case is from our agent sued the buyer. So we do not encourage everyone to sue the buyer. Maybe not a good idea. But in that specific case, the buyer really, did not order that his contract. He did not follow all, and did not appreciate our agents' hard working. That's why our agents decided to sue the buyer. So I went to the court for the whole day course in Oshawa. In the end, we won the case. The judge said, David, I agree with you that of course they did not make a decision right away. He said at the beginning, we make a decision in about 2, 3, 4 weeks maybe, because that's the only one case in Ontario. And that's really a rare case. That's why I'm happy to share with you guys. So, and after 2 weeks, actually after a week after, the judge make decision, send email to us, we won the case. So that buyer has to pay our agent commission, that plus legal fee, everything. So the reason I said that case, because important is the documentation. What documentation? That's called a BRA. So used to be the form 340. So nowadays that use the form, I think 271, something like that. So you can look at that. So that's a BRA. That means designated representative party. So that's BRA. That's a proof you get your commission. That's a proof. That's a commitment between agent and the client. So without the documentation, without the BRA, and I don't think no one can win the case. So no matter what, right? So that's why I said, and during today's section, this morning, we also have talked about it, about the BRA issue we share with you, and many cases as well in Toronto Real Estate Board. As I said, I represent our brokers with our agent, attend the hearing, and we won all case because our documentation is always proof. That's important. Okay. So what kind of rules regulations? So everybody know when you got the license from RICO, remember that you are licensed trade, right? You're a licensed realtor. So as an agent, I think last week, April the 8th, we had a big Zoom as well, right? I mentioned about it at the night event. So our agent we are always self-employed, right? Not like other people on salary, on payroll. So you are self-employed people. Whatever you earn from trade, that's your salary, that's your payoff. So if you work so hard, you did not get for nothing, how can you survive? How can you support your family, right? So that's commission issue. That's why very important for all our realtors. So that's the kind of what I said. That's kind of the agent job you needed to know. So in that way, if you do not know how to protect your commission, that means you're working for nothing, right? So that's again, as I said in the last section, agent work so hard from day and on, from morning to night, weekend, no vacation, no holiday even, right? Sometimes depending on the market. But if you lose your commission, what's the point, right? So that's why not only you work hard, as I always mention, you need work smart. What's smart? Smart, not only experience, not only your knowledge. Work smart, that means you need follow the rules, regulations, right? So everybody remember, regulation is always, every day when you're doing work, no matter what kind of work, even realtor, even do every trade have different rules regulation, right? So that's important. You have to remember what kind of rules regulation you need to follow. So as agent, we have our own rules regulation, right? So in this way, remember, when you got license, as said at the beginning, RICO is number one, right? That's a license. Give you the permit to do the trade. Without RICO license, you cannot do the real estate. Number one. That's why we say, in this case, we have 3 levels organization to monitoring us. Number one is RICO. When you get the course, pass the exam, so RICO will be number one. So just have quickly, okay, review with your guys, right? And the RICO license, as I said, without that license, you cannot do a trade. Without the license, you cannot enter or show an agent any property, right? So that's important, remember. So that's why we got something complaint or something penalty from RICO, because some
Hello, they're breaking the door.
the
No,
agent showed the property I mean, there's something not keen ask the client go to see the property without agent, yeah, that's wrong. So that's why some agent got penalized. So it's number one, the RICO. Number two, that just number two is Oreo. So everybody knows, and when we do as agents, so after you got license, you need to know how to do work on that documentation. So Oreo is the organization that they provide all the forms. Everybody knows that forms also that the conditions, clauses, everything already they have the package there. So this is number one is they doing that. And the other thing is if any arbitration from CHOP and Toronto Export from CHOP, if something appeal may be decided by OREA as well. So I went attend some appearing in OREA for many times as well. So because sometimes an arbitration decided by a CHOP is not acceptable by some other party or not acceptable by our party, so we had to go through the OREA for appeal for make their final decision. So that's the number two. Number 3 level, that's the second one. The third one, of course, Toronto Real Export, the CHOP. So some people say, oh, David, I don't have a CHOP member. So that means if you don't have a member, you still can do the trade. You can still show your client whatever property if you contact the listing agent because you are a licensed agent. But only thing is you don't have access to the MS board, right? Tournament board, or even Mississauga or Milton or whatever. So if you are not a member, you don't have access to the data MS. That's an issue. So when you prepare the offer, you do that. Whatever can CMA, whatever, you will have difficulty to do that. So sometimes our agents say, David, I don't want to pay too much, like nowadays over 2,000, right? Because mandatory for insurance. Some people say, oh, I don't want to pay that fee, then I can still do the trade. Yes, you can do it. So that's the three levels of organization. Please remember that RICO or real chart. Of course, the brokerage, right? Landmark is one of the brokerage, right? So far in Toronto, Landmark is one of the I can say the largest Chinese background brokerage, thanks to Tony and Melody, right? So that's an organization we need to know. Every organization have the rules, regulations. The same like our brokerage, we have policy, right? So that's why I have quickly go through with that, okay? So something I need to mention to your guys, please remember that. So this I will not touch any in detail, and for other government, municipal, and those kind of things. So of course they are part of the laws, by law, whatever we need to know as well. But I'm here today talking about only majors about our agent real estate trade. That's the important thing, right? So I mentioned three levels just now already. So I go quickly one by one, and please keep in mind what the functions, what they are doing about the three levels. Number one is RICO. So RICO mostly set the number one is for license, right, for permit for you to do whatever. So number two, they will doing if anything regarding ethical conducts. They received complaint, or they if the people complain to RICO, like your client, the buyer, the seller, the tenant, you can send all the complaint to RICO. And of course, our agent, if you are the agent, you want to complain other agent, you can submit the complaint as well against the agent. So the agent complainant or defend, or we call respondent. So whoever receive those kind of thing, you need to get the response to RICO. If you complain against someone, of course the other respondent will have to get some response to RICO. So RICO's major function nowadays, they're so severe. They make really a big punishment. That means for the discipline. Let's say number one is I can share you one simply example. As I mentioned just now, if you are the agent, you book a showing to the client, for the client to the property. If you are not accompanying the client, if you gave lockbox code to your client, if the client went to see the property, they be caught by the listing agent, by the seller, by whoever, you will be penalized. How much is the fine? From 2,500, 5,000, 7,000, 7,500. I saw that a few cases already, a couple of cases in our office as well. So that's by law. Please remember, don't never give the code to nobody except yourself. Okay, never do it. If you book a showing, you cannot make it, cancel it. Okay, or if you cannot go there, tell our colleagues, say, oh, David, I don't have time, I'm out of town, I'm out of country. Tell one of our colleagues, say, please help me to show them to the client. I will share you pay you something, some fees later on, referral fee, whatever, right? So that's the way save yourself, okay? So that's why that's important. So this is one of its example. Please remember, okay? Never do that. Also, sometimes if you are the agent, you represent the buyer or seller, doesn't matter. If you are communicating with the other agent's client, you are wrong. We have one case few years ago. It's not our brokers. One of the agents showed the tenant to the leasing the rental property. The agent representing the tenant. He talked to the landlord about it, whatever, the rental rate, whatever. Then the listing agent found it, reported RICO. He was penalized 2,500. You see how much the rental? It's only get commission 1,200. Then he have double paid for that. So that's the kind of thing. A lot of issue. So if you guys have time, you can check on the RICO website. They have called newsletter, the UBC enforcement. There a lot of cases from the lowest penalty is warning. The second one will be taking course. The third one from the money talking. So from let's say 1,000, 2,500, even up to 50,000. For the brokerage, you need to pay for something violation. You need to pay for 250,000. That's a lot of money, right? So that's a kind of RICO. Nowadays, they really so severe they pay, monitor everything. So please remember, follow the rules. Never misleading, never do misrepresentation. Please do that, okay? So the process in RICO, I will quickly explain to you guys. I just now said, if you are complained by some other broker, a realtor, by your client, by a customer, when you receive something, you need to respond to RICO in writing. So RICO will send you some documentation saying within a week, within maximum, I think 10 days, you need to respond with your statement. So in case if you receive something, please share with us. Share with me, Scott, Tony, or Sammy. So when you prepare your response, we go through with you. We can help you to modify something, right? At least smooth up the language, smooth up the process. In this way, maybe you can reduce a little, make yourself more release. So that's important, right? So otherwise, so if you don't respond, if you did not respond properly, your penalty will be much, much higher, right? So in some other cases, the RICO, if they receive some complaint, of course, not every complaint is accepted by RICO. We have many cases as well. I help our agent. So some of the cases are dismissed because RICO saw the response, they saw everything, they say, oh, looks like that the complaint statement is not true. The complaint make no ground or insufficient proof. So sometimes our case were dismissed. So it's happened as well. So as I said, the lightest penalty is warning. If you are penalized by the RICO, if you're not warning, they can send you again to the courses. Last week, one of our agents was, the case really very big case as well. But in the end, because we help him to do the response, put some explanation, the RICO accepted. They say, give you a warning. Number two, give you a course to take, 3 courses for 3 days course. Otherwise, I said to the agent, you have to pay over 7,000, whatever, for sure. So that's something you have to watch that, okay? So in that way, RICO have power. They don't let you have time to appeal. I remember a few cases, we tried to make appeal. RICO said, we already hired paralegal in our RICO office. So they look at your case, something that that's the decision. You have no power, no right to appeal. So that's important. So RICO always monitor our rules, regulation, ethical issue. That's the thing, please remember. And last week, another agent said to me regarding his client complained against other realtor because something wrong with the transaction. But I said to our agent, please talk to your client. RICO penalize the realtor, listing agent or buy agent, but no matter what, if the decision making, if the complaint received by RICO, if it is received of the discipline penalty, is only to the agent. As a client, whoever make a complaint, I said, if you want to do that, that's fine, because it's something you want to get money from RICO. No, you cannot. As a client, as a complaint, you cannot get any penny from RICO. RICO only penalize that the agent, that licensed agent. So if you want some money, get the refund, get some, compensation, you need to go to the small court. That's something like, as I mentioned, our case to small court to get the money from there. So otherwise, RICO will not refund you anything. So I said, tell your client, if he wants to spend time, you go to small court to do that. Or otherwise, you can talk to the RICO, talk to the agent, say, settle privately. They can make you some compensation. So otherwise, so of course, RICO, if it's a really ethical issue, RICO has to know what's ethical, right? So remember. And also, please remember, don't be so worried as well. You are really sued by the client, not the RICO, okay? To the small court, if you are buying agent, listing agents, you got the claim from the client or customer to small court. RICO, remember, we cover you for insurance unless something is really by something not purposely, not intentionally do that, right? Sometimes you got something wrong, the RICO will look at the case. So after you pay the deduction, I think 2,500, 2,500 deduction, RICO will also help you for some cases in court. Not everything, right? Please remember, the maximum, I think, less than 100,000 for the claim. So you can go to check it as well. Okay, so that's the RICO function. Please remember. So that's the number one. Number two, at the organization OREA. So OREA is also the Korea Canadian Real Estate Association, right? So they set out all the rules, regulations, clause, condition, or whatever documentation, right? That's the number one, as I mentioned already. Number two is appeal. If any appeal will be going from CHAR to OREA, from any real estate board going to OREA as they make the decision. So this one, maybe I'm not talking much about it, because this one, OREA, we've been dealing mostly documentation issue and appeal issue. Okay, so the important is Toronto Real Estate Board. So if we are in the Toronto Real Estate Board CHAR, right? And also if some people in Milton, Waterloo, London board the same way. So every board has a rules regulation, the similar quite like with MLS rules regulation. So look at Toronto Real Estate Board, the rules regulation recently, people find out really, again, penalty is really not as used to be. I can give you a couple of examples. Number one of our agents that is happening to not only our agent, a lot of brokers. So that's why Toronto Real Estate receive a lot of fun. So one of our agents make a book showing. So that's the same issue I need to share with you as well. So if you book a showing, if you cannot make it, if you're late, or if you not make it, call for cancellation. If you're late, call the listing agent, say, I will be late. If you're early, you also tell the agent, listing agent, contact them. Otherwise, the seller, the tenant can bring the case to CHAR. So one of the cases, as I said, our agent forgot to call to cancel. He was so rushed at the day, so he said 30 minutes, I cannot make it now. So he called. He said, I need to call listing agent. Called the wrong brokerage, because that he booked I think 5 or 6 list property was showing. One of them he could not make it. He called the different one. The one he did not go, and the seller was at home expecting them. So because he did not cancel it, after the book showing the time passed, I think 1 hour after that, the listing agent called our agent. Why you did not come? Our agent said, I called the office already. No, we did not, never received a phone call. Then he checked it, he called the wrong brokerage. what they do, they bring the job. They say, I bring jobs for the case, complain about it. The job make decision. How much is the penalty? $600 to the agent. Number one, 600 to our broker as well. You see, double, 1,200. Besides, that agent needed to go to 1-day course. Our office manager or broker record also need to attend the 1-day course. You see, because of this missing the showing, the penalty, you see, the timing. So that's why I always tell our colleagues, please remember, if you don't, every time, if you cannot make it, or you're late, please call the listing broker right away. Nowadays, a broker page, they can do it the easy way. So broker use the cell phone, you can click, say, cancel the showing, or you say postpone the showing. Please do that. The number one, the showing is important for everyone, okay? Number two, as another issue, the same thing, like if you book showing for today, tomorrow, if you went up to see the property today, you violated the rules. We have one of the agent, I think a couple of years ago as well, he was penalized $2,500. Say, the agent said, oh, I forgot, I booked for, let's say I booked for tomorrow afternoon 2 o'clock, because today he's showing another property in the neighborhood. He thought that the property is vacant, right? A lot of people, please do not take advantage of property vacant. I can do anything. No way. So he saw vacant. I can go and with the key, lockbox key, and he went into to see. Happened to the sailor come back to the house. They say, look at, oh, David, let's say I'm the agent. David, your appointment is tomorrow. Why you came today? Oh, I was, the agent said, I was in the neighborhood. I thought, so because vacant, I can come. No way. So he reported to the RICO, penalized $2,500. So that means enter the property without permission. Be remembered, okay? So in many cases, not only one, okay, in many cases, I can remember 4 years ago, another agent, he went to see the same thing, like vacant property. It's not found by the listing agent, not by seller, by other agent, other broker agents, because they had booked showing for the same time, let's say 2 to 3. At that period of time, they say, oh, the agent and the client come in. Oh, by the way, that the client used a lockbox to get into the property without the agent. So he caught by the other agent, because when you have a 7 times the showing, right? The people will say, when you come out, they say, oh, David, I have 2 o'clock at the same time. It changed the lockbox code, right? They changed the key, because inside he's saying, what's the code? Tell the code. What office you are, which broker you're coming with? The client said, oh, my agent did not come here. They gave me the code. I came also. The agent, showing the agent from other broker, say, hold on, stay here. He called the listing agent right away, because they say, this client without agent, then that agent was complaining to drop, penalized again. So many issues I can share with you, but we don't have time to talk about it. The important is follow your timing, okay? Not too early, not too late. If you cannot make it, just cancel. That's number one, is showing a lot of people. Number two is for MLS, the information, please remember, if you are a listing agent. So I was talking just now is about a buy agent. From listing agent, all the information should be correct. When you do listing, square footage, the size, the lot size, whatever including, whatever not including, please keep in mind, get them accurate. Otherwise, again, you'll be penalized. I can give you only one example, okay? One of our agents 3-4 years ago, listing the property for sale, he copied the information from previous listing. He say, oh, this is common, right? Everybody can copy from previous listing. The house, the previous listing said that ceiling height. Remember the ceiling height for the ground floor, right? And how much from previous listing, 10-foot ceiling. And our agent copied that same 10-foot ceiling. She did not verify, did not measure it, right? So sometimes you can feel it. When you go to the house, 10-foot, 8.5, it's different, big difference. Right? He did not pay attention. Some people say, never go to check it themselves. Then the property was accepted. The process until closing day, the day final visit by the buyer. Then they visit everything on closing day. The buyer and the lawyer say, hey, let's say I'm the listing agent. Hey, the listing agent David make the misleading information. The foot ceiling is not 10 foot. It's only 8.5 feet. It's less than 9. The buyer say, I want to close the deal. You need to compensate me. How much? I think 20, 30,000 something for the compensation. Who's going to pay? The seller say, I never told you, David, 10-foot ceiling. That's your the copy from previous, right? You should measure it, you should verify. So the seller said, I will not be paying for that. So what are you going to do as a listing agent? So either you to pay, or as I mentioned, say he has to go through RICO insurance, right? But the RICO insurance have to look at that. If you make something like the explanation not right, you penalize a lot, right? So they cannot say I can for insurance company, they cannot say we cover you for that. So the lucky thing is the buyer did not go to the court. If go to court, it would be a lot of money. Our agent pay, I think, 20 something from the commission, even taken from his pocket, because that the house is about 1 point something, closer to $2 million. So that means you work for nothing, right? So those kind of things, please remember. And again, like last night, one agent called me, oh, David, I'm going to listen that the property for lease only. And I did not have photo. Can I use the previous listing photo? I said, who's the previous listing? Our brokerage listing or other broker? They say other brokers. No way. You cannot use previous listing photo unless you got consent from the previous listening. Hey, David, can I use your photo? Whatever. In that case, in writing, yes. Otherwise, you will get penalized $500. Okay. So if you use their photo, they will ask you to remove right away. Also, you have to penalize as well. Please remember. So a lot of rules and regulations. Please, from the export, please remember you have to follow the rules, right? As I mentioned, information should be correct, right? And don't use the other people's photo, whatever. And also documentation another way. This morning, when I'm in the office, and one of our agents said, I'm going to listen to the property for sale. And the client, let's say the client did not sign it yet. I only uploaded to emails. No way. You will violate the rules and regulation. If they found by chart, they say, oh, you did not sign the MS yet. How can you upload it before the signing, right? So this is one way you will be remembered, so I'm penalized, right? So I said to our agent, you can get the day to sign yesterday, the day before, even a week before, but the commence date should be after signing, number one. Number two, the commence date should be uploaded within 24 hours on MS. So otherwise, you sign the listing agreement, uploading to a week after, no way, okay? You'll be penalized. Number three. Number four, a lot of people say, I listen at the property for sale or for lease, but the tenant, I cannot show you. So put the remark in that the MS listing and say, no showing, whatever, number one. Number two is some people say, oh, only 1 day or 2 days showing at what time frame? According to the rules regulation, if uploading for showing, you need to put available for any time to show. Of course, if tenant property, you 24-hour notice for sure, right? So those kind of things, please remember, if you cannot show the property, you have to suspend the listing. So because if not available, then all the people will complain about it. Okay, so those are kind of on MLS issue. That's for CHOP. I'm talking about now the major issue is about arbitration, your commission. Because on MLS, you will see all the listeners, cooperating agent pay get 2.5 or 2.25, depending on that listening, right? Some listening, major listening, the agent pay 1%. I saw them yesterday, one of the agent showed me the list and say, oh, 25 million. It's big property, right? Like farmland. So he paid me 1% commission. But whatever you accept it, you can take it, right? So no matter what commission, the offering you, if you are the buyer agent, you need to sign the BRA, right? So that's why we said designated representative party. That's the only document show you that you approve, you can get the commission. That's why the court, we can win the case, we have just a documentation. So the buyer sign it, he has to honor it. So otherwise, you can sue the buyer, you can sue anyone. Number one, so you need documentation proof. Number two, before you sign the BIA, the process you need to remember. What's the process? Qualified buyer. I always do every section when regarding selling buying. I always say qualified seller, qualified buyer. How to qualify the buyer? If you did not qualify the buyer properly, you are in trouble. Okay, I can share many stories. Okay, I share one of you about last year at midnight, 11:50 and 11:30. One of our agents called me, David. I show my client few property already. I'm going to put offer tonight. I'm preparing. Suddenly the buyer told me, I signed a document with some other realtor, some other broker realtor. What I can do? It's too late for me to say that, right? So she said, can I proceed with offer or can I do that first? And I say, there's some way you can do it. Number one, if you can, call the previous agent that the buyer signed contract. Look at the document first. Ask the buyer, please give me the document. When did they sign? How they sign? Whatever, right? So find out the document, number one. Number two, in that case, too rush. I said, can you wait until tomorrow or the day of tomorrow? He said, the property is so hot. Property can be taken by somebody else. I said, in that case, you can try to call the agent who signed the contract with the buyer. Say, hey, David, I'm sorry that the buyer did not tell me you had contract with him, but because he recently I showed him many property, so he want to make the offer. So in that case, I know you have contract. Can we do the deal together? I pay you referral fee. So it depends on the realtor with agent, with the buyer, how long they've been working on, how many transactions, how many properties showed. So you have to work out. And some people may work 3 months, 6 months, or even, right? So in that way, you need to remember, call that agency. If they only showed a couple property, so in that way, you can get the referral fee to the buyer agent. If they have been there working for 6 months already, you're only showing only few property, what you can do. You say, then buyer agent say, no way. If you just proceed with the offer tonight, I will get the commission, full commission from you. I will bring the case to trial, right? The hearing. So that's why we lost 1 or 2 cases only, mostly we won, because those 2 specific cases, just a situation like this. Because they knew the buyer has been shown property by other realtor. They knew that the buyer had a contract with the other realtor before, because that he tried to take a risk. I say no risk you can take, right? So that's why I qualify process. What the process? Number one, I say anybody call you, hey, David, I want to see some house here. Can you help me? You have to ask. few questions, okay, simply question. So it's the same process. Then in arbitration in trial, they tell our agent respond in trial. So that's why we won the case. Our training looks like that. So that's a professional, right? So that's why we won the case. Number one, say, did you see any house recently? Let's say how many last week, a month ago, a couple of months ago? If the answer is say no, okay, you feel a bit late, right? A bit released, number one. Second, say if they say yes, whom did you go with to see the property, right? You see some for sure they see anyway. Yeah, whom we go with? Oh, some other realtor, my friend, whatever. Some people will say it like that. Some people will say, oh, I see the property only open house. Okay, that's another thing. Maybe you feel a little bit comfortable, right? Number three, you will say, if you see the property with some other realtor, did you put an offer already? Right? That means if you submit the offer, what? The next one will be risky, right? Some people, not everybody submit offer with BIA. Sometimes some people show property or put offer. Some, what I can say is not smart, but some buyers say, David, yeah, I can sign BIA with you, but the BIA only for this specific property. It's possible. So the BIA only for this one. So in that case, if they say, the buyer say, yes, I put offer, but I signed document only for whatever property I show. Ask them, get a client, please bring the document for me. Let me see it, let me watch it. So that's the thing, right? So they go to BIA and if you sign document. Next one, you say, offer put already, you said, did you sign the contract? Contract meaning BIA. So that means if they say contract, again, you have to say, please bring the contract. Let me see it. So
David.
yeah, we're training. I'm training. Yeah. 1 hour. Until 12, maybe until 12:30. Yeah. Probably another half an hour. Yeah.
That's why I need help.
Yeah, you do that first. Yeah. So that in that case, the BIA, if you have the BIA let them bring it to see. You can see the BIA, how long the contract, I mean, for specific or whatever, and also the holdover period as well, and have to watch it, right? So those kind of things, that's a qualification, right? Qualified buyer. If you, everything, no, you are safe. So otherwise, if you got the deal, like as I mentioned just in the case, 1130 Kwame, it's a house about almost $2 million property. So that's what I say. It's too late for me to use this to give you some other suggestion. You need to qualify them at the very beginning. Sometimes the buyer say, oh, David, I never mentioned to you. Sometimes even you never ask, right? You ask one, as I say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. You can ask everything. In the end, if they say no, you are safe, right? At least when you present, if you are complained or if you claimed by the other realtor in trial, and then arbitration, you say, that's a step I did. It's better you've been in writing, the text message, in email, say 1, 2, 3, I ask them, they no, that's my proof. So even you were sued by the other realtor, I can present that, that's my proof, this is their answer, I'm innocent. So that's the one case we lost also as well. The other brokerage agent, he said, I even asked a lawyer. The lawyer helped me to verify that. And the buyer said, no. So that's the one we lost one case like that. So that's why I say this is a step, okay? So for this BIA, as I said, sign that important before you sign. As a rules regulation by RICO, that the signer of BIA, when you sign it, the earliest possible. Of course, in many cases, the buyer will not sign at the first time showing, meeting them, right? Sometimes they say, David, I don't know you. I don't know how you work. I don't know your experience. I cannot trust you yet. So they will not sign at the first time or even second time, right? So as long as you do the process during 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 couple times, when and they get familiar, get the trust you, of course, you can, at that time, you can ask the side BI with me. Otherwise, how can I provide 100% service, right? So those kind of things you need to remember. And also, of course, latest, according to the RICO rules, latest to sign a BIA before you prepare the offer, before the offer is signed. So that's the time frame. If you sign BIA after prepare to sign or after the offer accepted, if you backdate it, and then if you found that something trouble with by the realtor or by the buyer, you will be penalized. So don't do that. Follow the rules, regulation. Okay. So in short, again, I will quickly go the process. If your client, let's say, you sign BIA with a client, the client went to buy something, the same thing like we sue the guy in the small court. We do the same process to chop. If you find some of your client went to someone buy the property, you can sue the agent, you can claim that agent. So the process will be as soon as you found that the property is sold to your client, you have BIA, so you need to file a claim to chop within 90 days after the property closed. Please remember 90 days. If you pass 90 days, you cannot file a claim against the agent in chop. You can only do that to the buyer to small court. Okay, number one, please remember. So some people say, oh, David, I don't know this buy the property, which property. You need to find out. In many sources, you can find out your client, your friend, whatever, refer people, whatever, you can check out. So follow up. So this is one you are going to claim someone. Number two, if you are claimed by other agent, let's say you are by agent, some people complain against you, say, this is my client, and then in that case, maybe file the case to chop as well. You will be respondent. Once you receive something complaint or claim against you from other agent, you need to get everything prepared yourself to writing to respond. Again, you need to let us know. When you tell us the full story, we help you how to proceed with that. Okay, how to write the response, how to do all the documentation, how to get approved to prove you are innocent. So sometimes, of course, maybe you're not innocent, but in the arbitration in trial, sometimes you can do the settlement. We did a couple of settlement as well. Let's say the agent asks you to pay 2.5%, then I get the settlement, we can share half and half, or even sometimes we pay the other realtor 25%, depend on how much work by both parties. So that's a kind of thing as you are respondent or you're claimant. So that's the two different scenarios. So if you are claiming against our agent, please remember you need to pay filing fee to chop. I think 5% of the commission you are claiming, and plus office charge. Office be charged based on the commission as well. So the new policy will be, office you can check it later. So that means when you file the claim, pay for filing fee, pay the chop, pay the office as well. So the office will help you to proceed for the hearing, right? In the hearing, in many cases, I say, they give you opportunity to settle. So we call them mediation. So during the mediation, if both parties can settle, that's fine. Otherwise, go to hearing. So we, from time to time, depend on the case. And so that's the kind of thing. And if the chop make a decision, award you or you are going to pay, then you have to go through the case. If you do not agree with the decision, that's why I said you can make appeal to OREA. So OREA will look at the case from everything, then in the end, we'll give you the appeal. Accept the appeal, your appeal, make a new decision, or going back to trial, right? So that's when they can make that. So that comes in trial will be plays a major rules in your commission. So that's why this is important to say. I say when you work smart, that means you need to know the rules regulation of Toronto Red X board or whatever board you are in. Right. So in this case, that's why BIA is a major document. Okay. Please always sign the BIA, always keep the documentation, always keep all the proof in your communication email, text message, whatever, with your client. In that way, when the case coming up, so you you can defend it or you can go and claim it. So that's important, right? So of course, as mentioned or as already as our office, we have office policy as well. Our office policy, when you file a claim against some other realtor, you need to pay the fee office as well. And also, our office always tell everyone. So any the training regarding MS rules and regulation, we have to follow that. So if you are penalized by CHOP or by RICO, so our office policy is whatever you were penalized, if the brokers get involved, if it's the same portion, you need to pay the same amount, okay? Because that's your conduct. Our office is not representing you to do anything. You are the individual, you're the personal conduct. You violating the rules and whatever. Because our office always train everyone to follow the rules. If you violate it, so what we can say is not, and the broker can take responsibility no matter what, right? Although the RICO or CHOP, they say, oh, your office need to be penalized as well. But the fund you'll be paid by yourself, your portion and the brokerage portion. So that's a policy, please remember. So a lot of issue, a lot of things as well. So before you, I mean, when you work with your client, always let go to keep your record, keep that kind of thing. In that case, if you lose something, you will be in trouble. So one time even the day before yesterday, agent coming back to me, oh, the deal is closed. I did not get my commission, and because some document are not document missing, some buyer did not sign. So that's why I always suggest our colleagues, when you do the deal, listing or buying, you need prepared full document, right? Otherwise, if you miss one thing, when you come back to the buyer or seller, what you're going to do? Let's say the deposit paid from the buyer. Then the deposit, we need to fill the form 635 or something like that. So the one item they say the deposit paid from which account, checking account, what number. So if you did not do that properly on closing, the deal department say, David, I need the form filled out. What's the money coming from? Because the FinChat requests, right? So in this way, if you did not have that, when you come back to the buyer say, hey, I'm not able to give you. I cannot find it. It's hard for you to recover that. So everything should do at the beginning, right? Even the same thing like to your listing agent, if you are preparing seller, if you did not get ID, whatever document you missing, and you come back when on deal closing or after closing, you come back, who will pay attention to you? Who will help you for that? No way. So please remember, documentation always important. So get everything right. So a lot of issue, as I said, I will not have time to do too much. And even the slide, I cannot finish in now. So the only thing I always suggest, number one, as an agent, not listening or buying, number one, follow the rules, regulation. Number two, communication. Always you communicate with your partner, communicate with the client, with the customer, communicate with our colleagues. So that's a communication. So you need to have such skill. The same thing like as at the beginning, as I mentioned, not only one or two. So sometimes if you got claimed by the realtor, by the tenant, by the seller, or by the buyer, if you got something like that, you need to know how to communicate with them, make them comfortable, cool down them. So that's the way I saw many cases. I tell our colleagues, talk to the listing agent, talk to the seller, talk to whatever. Bring their gift card. Say, oh, I'm sorry for that. So in this way, you avoid the further step, right? So of course, I mean, I don't say that everything should be like a buying or no, that's not. So that's showing sincerity, showing your appreciation, right? So this way we cool down a lot of things. I remember many cases I told our agent, yeah, they finally said, I will not bring to your RICO, I will not bring to your job.
So that's kind of thing. So let's say communication. Number 3, documentation. I mentioned already at the beginning, documentation. Everything in your file, you will get the proof. And later on, you say, I'm innocent. Okay, so 3 things, please remember. Okay, as a BIA, I said, every time you need to sign BIA, you need to sign. If the husband and wife, 1 people sign, that's okay. If 2 people sign, of course, better. Because 1 husband and wife, that means the sign will be representing the family. Okay, so in this way, please remember, you need to sign BIA. Time frame for BIA, you can sometimes, of course, sometimes 1 month, 3 months. I saw the 1 case, that's why we won the arbitration as well in trial, that the BIA say 1 year, even 1 year or something like that. So that's I point out to the panel, see, nowadays, because the agent looks like she's cheating the client in the market, who will sign over 6 months and 1 year, right? So it looks like unless the client did not know anything about it. So that's 1 reason. Number 2 is he put that function, the use, residential and commercial. I said to the panel, I might raise my concern. Who buy the property residential? Why you put the commercial as well in the same BIA? I say, looks like unusual to me. So the panel heard from my statement, they say, in the end, so it make some I mean, suspicion for the client, for the realtor. So our general everything exam, we won the case. So that's some reason. Okay. So always a BIA, let's say you need to see specific one, right? Of course, area, some people put this Toronto, put the Markham, Richmond here, some people put GTA, very safe. Some people put the Ontario as well. Ontario also covers a lot of area, right? Waterloo, Ottawa even so. But I prefer not too much general. So it should be more GTA, be more better. So we won the case 1 time also. That BI signed in, our agent signed in GTA, and the other BI agent, because we claim that one, he signed BI Bradford, Brentford. Because he's not in Toronto board, that means the other board. So they defended. They say we are not in the Toronto board. So then I found the listing in Toronto board, no matter what, because the listing, the property not Toronto board, but the listing was interboarding. If you are interboarding in our board, of course you follow the same rules regulations. So we won the case as well. So that's why that documents, please remember, always make accurate, not give something, no loop for anyone to pick in whatever, right? So a lot of issue, and I cannot share with you, I mean, 1 by 1. So anyway, I hope you know something today about how to protect commission is important. So other issue, if you find something, if you from time to time you have some question, anything about it, please let us know. Me, Sammy, Scott, Tony, so everyone, Kelvin, on Sunday as well. So we can help you out. So make yourself, clear about it. Okay, so that's a kind of slide I share with you today. About this section. I believe 10 minutes for everyone for question. I will try the best to answer you. And you can open the mic, or you can type your sharing here as well. So I will leave 10 minutes from now and stop my talking here. I will stop my sharing, and let's see what you have questions to do. Okay, thank you. Thank you for everyone.
Oh, hey, David, thanks for sharing. I have a quick question. Earlier you mentioned that in case an agent given the passcode to the client without a company name on the site. And I was wondering that if people did not sign up from the trap, and how do they get the passcode from? Are they getting passcode from other website, or just even they are not a trap member?
So if you're not shop member, you mean if you are listing agent, right?
Yeah.
If you're not shop
I'm
member,
a buying agent, but I'm not a trap member, right?
mhm.
You go to the realm and it only shows the passport on the realm. So my question is for people who do not have membership of a trap membership, and how do they get a passcode, like a locker password coming from?
Locker passcode.
Like in the the entrance locker, right? As a passcode, usually you get it from the trap realm the website, right?
Yeah, that's not the internal race board. We don't have that. So out of Toronto, some other board they use for online, right? So in that case, you need to talk to the listening agent. I need to set up that one. Otherwise, you cannot get access. No. Toronto Airport, we don't have that one. Yes, I remember. You need to talk to listening or you need to get that online probably, then set it up. So that's
So
it.
you call the agent directly.
Yeah, you can talk to the listen agent or listen brokers. Yeah, say I did not have the passcode. So
Yeah.
what any other thing you can do? So right.
Oh, I see, I see. So
Yeah.
you don't need a trap membership to get a passcode. I see what you mean.
No. Some because if you are licensed, if you have legal license, you can show anything, right? So only thing you don't have access to the MLS.
Yeah. And the second question is, last time I was showing a client for the property, and when I enter the house is not locked. That means previous agent, whoever the buying and showing the property, they didn't lock on the property. So when I leave, so in that case, when I leave the building, it's my responsibility to knock on the house. What if I didn't knock on the house and later on the sales agent came back say, "Oh, how come I didn't knock on the house?" But apparently, his previous agent didn't knock on the house. So how do I prove that? I'm not sure
Okay.
if I need to lock it or not. Because for me, I'm not sure whether the agent the signing agent is intentionally to leave the house open, which is not the case, probably not the case. So my question is, how do we proceed from there? Should I knock on the house or should I not knock on the house?
Okay, Kevin, it's a good question. It's not only you. From time to time, we found something. Number one, say some people showed property by agent. When do you see the house? Oh, the lockbox open. Where's the
Yeah.
key? Right, number one. So the second thing is open the lockbox. No key there, right? So that's another case. Number three, of course, as you said, oh, you got the key. The door is not locked. Why? So what did happen in that moment? Please call listening agent. Say, I'm Kevin. I'm showing the property. I got the key in there. Huh? I don't know why the door is not locked. Right. So shall I lock the door before I leave? So you call listening. That way, number one, show them professional. Number two, if you keep the door unlocked the same way, they will come back to listen and say, "Oh, Kevin, you're the last agent showing. Why you did not lock the door?" That's the issue. So, yeah, good question. And please remember, always talk to the listening agent. I remember I showed one property in Brighter Pass, Lawrence. It's $5 million house. Anyway, so the listening agent said to me, and it's showing to only, you're going to book showing only 20 minutes, right? You cannot more than half an hour or whatever. So when you show the property there and you order by agent, and please remember, I can share with you guys as well. If you show the property, you got lockbox, you got the key. When you enter into the property, always lock the door inside. So that's why I did showing process many times, during COVID-19 also. So always when you enter the house, lock the door yourself. If someone knock the door, if someone agent come to show, number one, can you ask them, please wait for another 5 minutes. If you want to share with them together, please let me know your business card. That's why we got the call that right. I want to see that agent business card. Then you to see all the landmark. Okay, I'm safe. Coming, you can come. Number three, of course, if you are leaving, if you hand over the key to the agent, say, what's the lockbox code? Do you remember? Give it the code number, then you give the key to him. Otherwise, put back in the lockbox, unlock it. Okay. Number four, I remember, as I said, I showed them the big house. Someone knocked the door. This young guy, about 18, 19 years old. He knocked the door.
I said, who is it? Who are you? He said, I'm the son of the owner. I'm the owner of it. I said, how can I know you're the owner? What's your name? They gave me the name. I said, please hold. I cannot let him in. I call listening right away. I'm David. I'm showing property. Some guys call the name, whatever. He want Anthony property. Do you know him? The listener, yes, that's his son. I let him in. Otherwise, don't let no stranger in. Because something stolen, something lost, you are the one last agent, you're responsible, right? So that's kind of thing. That's the kind of tricky. Okay. Thank you.
And thanks, David. I think I don't want to occupy too much time. But the last question I want to ask is that, as you mentioned, that the cancellation policy, right? And if in case we're not able to make it, we want to cancel them. And then now, of course, nowadays brokerage make it very user friendly that you just cancel from brokerage bay. But my question is that when we want to call an agent from brokerage bay, I sometimes realize that the agent contact information is not on the brokerage bay. And we try to call the brokerage. Sometimes we show on a weekend or after hours. Usually, brokerage do not pick up on the phones. So I need a recommendation for that. You know, sometimes I think it's easy. Sometimes we prepare in advance. We call this agent, ask for the phone number, but sometimes we just didn't ask in advance. But in that case, in the last minute situation, that we can make it. We can list on the. We can find the agent phone number and we leave him a message. He didn't reply, and you know, what do we do with that? Just how do we get the contact information from like first phone number from agent? Basically, my question.
Yeah, okay, yeah, this happens from time to time. But still, I prefer that I will tell everyone before you show the property, you need to make sure that print out the copy of the listing. Make sure the listing agent, the phone number, whatever email address should be there because that's the one for you to contact no matter what, right? So number two, as what you said, I don't remember the phone number. I don't read the agent cell phone. I don't know anything. But you call the listen broker, nobody answer. If you have voicemail, left a voicemail there, say, the Cayman, and so I call you to cancel or can call you, whatever. So that's only, or if you have the email for the broker, send the email as well. That way will be proof you are already contact the brokers or listing agent in time, right? So no other way you can do. Okay, thank you, Kevin. Good question.
Hey, David, just quick question. So after I finish the
Okay.
showing, there's another agent maybe waiting at the door, want to come in, and in order for us to hand over the key, we have to ask them for like a business card and the code. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's John, that's right. If you are
Yeah.
showing the property there, someone knock the door, and saying, number one, you can say, can you wait for another few minutes? So I don't want to, you know, sometimes some clients say they don't want to interfere, right? And
Right.
number two is if you say big enough that the room where I showed a second floor, they showed ground floor, that's fine, let them in. You say, I need your business card. I need you tell me what the code, lockbox code. In that way, you're safe. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And what about my last question? What about turning off the lights?
Oh.
Yeah, I got people complaining that we turn off the lights. Sometimes I even got complaints from agents saying that we actually turn off the lights, but they want the lights on. Like, what's the rule?
Depend on, you know, remember that the showing instruction, the agent, normally we put the showing instruction there, right? So they
Right.
say turn off the lights, whatever. So if they have something like that, follow the rules. No matter what, some previous agent did not, I mean, did not turn off the light. That not mean you can do the same way. You follow the rules, you can just turn it off. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless
Got
you
it.
say some staging agent, they say, oh, leave the lights on, whatever, and then you are okay. So if they have showing instruction, say, please turn off the lights after showing. So please do so. Especially at night, right? So if you're during the day, maybe it's common. Sometimes people they did forget. But during the night, if you're showing the property 7, 8, whatever, so you might be the last agent, right? So in that way, please follow the showing instruction. So.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Yeah, you got something?
David, I saw there's a question in the chat box. If you want to chat.
Okay.
Lynn.
Lynn at the Lynn at the training could be. Lane, that is regarding the BRA holdover. Okay, so that's another good question. A lot of people not listening, not only even the buyer agent and listening, the same misunderstood holdover period. Holdover period can be 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. I saw in some of them 180 days. A holdover. Holdover means if the buyer agent, the BRA, the holdover does not mean after the contract, let's say, expired today, the buyer cannot work with some other people within 90 days. No, that's wrong. Okay, that means then holdover day means if you, the buyer, sign the offer, some offer for lease for sale for the property. So even that the contract expired today, within 90 days, if you have 90 days, that means the same property, the same unit, if the buyer cannot go to put offer with other realtor, with other seller directly. If you found out within that period of time, the seller, the buyer went to buy the same property, then you can sue for the buyer, or you can sue for the other agent as well. That's a holdover. Okay, please remember. But the buyer has a right to go the next day with other agent to see other property, put offer for other property. So that's kind of holdover. Please remember. This is for buyer agent. Okay, again, I can share with you for listing agent. If you're a listing agent, holdover day means what? The listing expiring today. The seller has a right to list him with somebody else tomorrow after midnight tonight. Does not mean after 90 days holdover, the seller can do listing. No, there's no way. The only thing holdover that will protect the listening, that means during my listening period, if any my client, same thing like buyer client, right? I'm listening agent, some client without an agent, right? So they approach you, you're listening agent, I want to see the house, I want to put an offer for this house. So in this way, that's your client. If Sammy's client see the house during your listening period, does not apply holdover period. Okay, so Sammy, Tony, Scott, client can see my product during the listening period. Does not mean that their client is not your client. So you need proof. If that your client come back to buy your listing with the new listing agent or with the seller privately, you can sue the listing agent, the new listing agent, or you can sue the buyer. That's it. So that's why it's called don't misunderstand. Holdover only as subject to your client, not other people's client. You need proof. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Lynn. So other people, well, we almost passing the time. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, times of if no other question, we can call for the day, but weekend everybody will be busy. So this again, I say today is the last section for the boot camp for this month. We start another round maybe later on. So if you miss something previous section, you can watch the video of his website and for this month, or you can come back for during the next period, right? We can have more to share with everyone. Okay. Thank you everyone for coming and have a good weekend, everyone. Chris, anything or no? Okay. You're welcome.